Hello and welcome back to Fallout 76. Today we are going to have a look at the Cryolator. Now the Cryolator is a heavy gun, which usually means you have power armor and you're using stabilize for armor penetration. And I did try that combo and it just didn't work for me. So I decided to give it a go as a stealth weapon with my commando character, and I was actually pleasantly surprised. Now the one I will be using today, it's admittedly not the best. It is Assassin, which isn't all that useful. It does 50% more critical damage and has reduced AP cost. Believe it or not, I actually rolled 17, 18 of these, something in that neighborhood, and this was actually the best one that I got. So, and it was that second and third star, because we'll be using this in VATS and we will be doing critical hits. So I'm using the crystallizing barrel versus the standard barrel. The standard barrel, it does more damage, and it does kind of a misty kind of projectile. Whereas the crystallizing barrel it says shoots cryogenic capsules, and it's basically snowballs. But the reason I went with it, even though the damage is reduced, the range is increased by about 80%. I'm also using glow sights, and the reason for that is to reduce AP cost. But as you can see, even with the reduced action point cost, legendary effect, and the glow sights, it still has an AP cost of 18, which is really high for an automatic weapon. That's more in line with something semi-automatic like a lever action rifle, something like that. And because this is a heavy gun, it doesn't work with commando perks or rifleman perks. So I just have one rank of each of the heavy gunner perks. That's kind of all I had room for. But we are using better criticals and critical savvy, so that should help with critical hits. I'm also using follow through, and it should work with this because this weapon is surprisingly stealthy. It should also benefit from tenderizer. Covert operative, again, that should work with this weapon. I'm using adrenaline. I want to do anything I can to boost that damage because it is pretty low. And we are going to be sneaking with this. So I have sneak and escape artist. Let's see if we can hit this super mutant up here. So you can see the snowballs are kind of fun. So obviously the damage is not going to be huge, but okay. Yeah, he's just kind of too tough to hit. But you can see I'm in caution, and I was actually surprised how, I'm still in caution. That was what really surprised me about this weapon, is the fact that I could, and you will get a lot of ammo back. Cryo ammo is pretty rare, but if you loot all the bodies as you go, you'll slowly gain ammo. All right, so here we go, another one. See, I'm still hidden. I'm in caution, but I'm still hidden. And look at that, 25 cryo cells, and I didn't use that many. And I found the best way to use this is kind of in like short little bursts. Number one, because of travel time with the projectiles, so we don't want to waste ammo, but also because AP cost is really high. And if you just try and use this like an automatic weapon where you just do a continuous fire, you'll always be out of AP. So it just isn't good for that. So, plus it's fun. The projectiles have a travel time, so we want to have, this guy's going to take a little more damage. I do like the, I'm still in caution, which is crazy. Even with them right here. So this, it doesn't have a suppressor on it, but it can't make much noise. I don't know if it's completely silent, but it is fairly quiet. But so even though the damage isn't super high, do a little jump for joy there. Okay, VATS is not cooperating. Those 95% chances aren't coming through. Even though damage isn't super high, because I'm sneaking, I'm getting bonus sneak attack damage, and I'm doing critical hits, it's actually surprisingly effective as a weapon, and it's entertaining. I love watching the snowballs kind of curve. Oh, another legendary. Maybe we'll get something good there. You can see we're getting good damage, and we're still hidden. That's the thing. This works really well for stealth. Even after all that, yeah, we're still in caution. He still is just blind firing. So this works really well as a stealth weapon. And those reloads, if you notice, the reloads are super fast. So 25 rounds, the way we're using this, is plenty big enough. Now, obviously, if this was a weapon you were going to use, I would like a better first star. Assassins is kind of a nothing. It's like I have a second star and a third star, but no primary star. I'm not using this in PvP. But yeah, something like anti-armor would actually be my preference, just because now I am using gun fu with this, and I'm not sure that that's the best option. This isn't my main gun. If it was, I'd probably drop gun fu. But because there are no perks that'll give me armor penetration unless I'm wearing power armor, I think anti-armor would be my preferred primary star, because everything else is going to give you a little bit of a damage boost, but the base damage is pretty low. So even something like Aristocrats isn't going to do a whole lot for you. Although, to be honest, I'm not sure that anti-armor is going to do a lot for you either. Just because the base damage is so low. This is mostly about sneak attacks and critical hits, but it works really well. Zealots would be good. Now, I have not tried this against the Scorch Beast at all, so I have... Okay, oh, there it is. I have no idea how this is going to go. And usually in this section, whenever I come here, staying undetected is fairly difficult, even with full-on stealthy. There's just so many enemies, and because of their collective mind, they seem to kind of know where you are, although I am in caution still. So that's good. But the damage is, yeah, damage is okay. I think if I had something that had just a little bit better first star, but yeah, the critical hits are doing all the work here. Critical hits and sneak attacks. And we do have range. We should be able to hit this. Okay, and it's so legendary too. Damage isn't humongous, so this could take a minute or two. I don't know. Let's see here. Well, especially if it keeps that distance. You know, obviously with most weapons, there is drop off at distance. And this one is being... Is it going to land? No. Looks like it is slowing down, though, from the cryo effect. So I don't find that to be terribly useful for things that fly around. It just means it's going to take longer for them to land. Okay, are you going to land? Let's see if we can... what kind of damage we can get. The problem with this is we run out of AP. See, we've run out of AP there. So for something like this, it's probably... This is definitely not something you want to use as your primary weapon, I don't think, unless you're just looking for an extra challenge. I mean, it's certainly not my primary weapon. I'm only carrying 2 at the moment, though. I have this and I have a handmade. And I did a colossal problem yesterday, and when I loaded into the instance, nobody joined me. So, of course, this was not the weapon I chose to use. Now, as you've been able to see so far, we have not been in danger once through this whole run. So this is very... I don't know. Something tells me this gun might actually be completely silent. So we'll do 1 shot there just to get all the bonuses going. And then see what we can do about taking him out. It does seem to slow him down quite a bit, though. Oh, wow. Okay, now he's glitching out. But yeah, the AP cost, when you have to take out a bigger target, it's almost better just to shoot... there we go. Just sustain burst, or little short burst rather than sustain fire. But he went down. And there you have it, the Cryolator. It's not something I would recommend as a main weapon, but as a secondary weapon or a tertiary weapon, it's actually a lot of fun. If you find yourself with a halfway decent roll, it's something that you can actually sneak with. And against things like, you know, weaker enemies like ghouls or Scorched, tends to be at least lower level ones, you know. Not the high level ones that I was facing there, not level 100, but the lower level ones, like level 50, it was taking them out with a single shot usually. But overall, I've been really surprised at how effective this weapon is. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit one of the buttons down below, and I hope you'll join me in the next one. Thank you very much.